So what's a typical day of a car dweller? Now I moved into the tiny Citroen C1 just before Christmas 2023. This is now early May 2024 and it was all a bit of an experiment. And biggest lesson so far is that it's way too warm already. It's only early May and the evenings have not been warm, but in that tiny little car it is so warm overnight. So it's going to be interesting to see if over the summer I can sustain that kind of a tiny car living. But of course I don't actually live in it as such, I live from it, so the bed setup is incredibly comfortable. Really impressed by that. It's just the warmth. So I had the small Citroen Berlingo van which I was living in between 2018 and basically late 2023, late last year, and I had to get warm in late summer, or you know, when the evenings were really warm, it would stay warm overnight and that would be hard going. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the temperature kind of stays high in the car. I think it's a combination of my body heat and, you know, just building up in a very confined space, and then when I get up I obviously want to boil the kettle and that just warms it up instantly as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how I cope with it in the coming months when it does get generally warm overnight. So what is a typical day in the life of a car dweller at the moment? Like I say, I live from it, so basically I sleep in the car overnight and then wake up normally about 7:30 at the moment, 6 o'clock, 7:30, and I'm parked up usually somewhere along Undercliff Drive, in the Undercliff on the Isle of Wight, somewhere in St Lawrence. So I'll get up and go for a walk. I love bird watching, as you can see from the binoculars. So I'll get up and go for a walk, and then I will aim to get down into Ventnor Bay for about 8:15, 8:30. Sounds interesting over there. St Catherine's Churchyard here in Ventnor, which is where I am. Let's swing around and show you there's the old wrecks. There's the church hidden by the sycamores. St Boniface down. Very nice. So yeah, I'll typically get up 7:15, have a walk, get down to the bay 8:15 or thereabouts, 8:30, and then aim to go to Besties and Spinkies for a cup of coffee. There's Ventnor Bay. Very nice. So I'll grab me coffee in Besties and Spinkies and sitting there for an hour and a half, writing and uploading videos, or editing videos and then uploading them. So the writing is all part of a book writing enterprise I'm attempting to establish. One of my kind of side hustles, and the video production is obviously another one, because now I've got over 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. I get a very small amount of ad revenue, which is about £3 a day roughly. So thank you everyone for tolerating the adverts. It does actually make a difference. If I can get that up to say £10 a day, it really will make a difference, because then I can afford to cover the cost of those coffees which I need to buy in order to use the facilities in the cafes, their Wi-Fi and their electricity, so I can plug in. So I'll normally finish off there in Besties and Spinkies by about 10:30, 11, when I'll head to another little cafe in Ventnor Bay, where I'll sit outside if the weather's good. That's Blake's Tea Hut on the beach. Sit outside and do some more writing. So I've got 7 short books self-published so far, but the last one I actually self-published was back in June last year. So it's almost a year since I've published another book. So I really need to pull my fingers out and get more done. I'm kind of making very good progress on a couple of additional books. And that provides another kind of side income, which when you put it together with the videos, probably, I mean the books at the moment are only generating 5 or 6 sales a month, so it's really nothing. I earn about £2 per book sale, so it really isn't a kind of a meaningful side income at the moment, but it will be, I think. I've got 7 out now. I want to try and get 15 out by maybe the end of next year, 2025. Just a slow ramp. That's all part of the plan, so this isn't instant, this kind of lifestyle. And the Buy Me a Coffee support that I'm getting from viewers to this channel is incredibly helpful. It's keeping me going. So that's a fairly typical morning. Yeah, and thank you for that, for the support on Buy Me a Coffee. So that's a typical morning. So Bessie's and Spinkies of coffee, do some writing and some video editing, then another cafe on the beach to do some more writing and background research for books I'm writing. And then by about midday, which is around about now, I'll go for a walk to shoot another video, hence what I'm doing here. So I can shoot those videos in lovely places like this. This is a terrace by the Royal Hotel in Ventnor. It's a public kind of space, but owned by the Royal Hotel. And it's a lovely place to write and enjoy the view on a lovely sunny day like this, when the breeze has dropped off. So the last few days have been incredibly windy and a bit grim, to be honest. It's been very difficult to do any kind of writing, so I've had to sit in the car for quite a while, and the car really isn't big enough to do much effective work in. I kind of do a bit of work in there, but and there's no electricity supply, which I need to get sorted out. I need to buy kind of a power pack, which I can then charge up using a solar panel, which I can just put up on the roof during a day like this, and it will soon charge that up, and then I'll have free electricity, so that I can then in turn charge up my iPad and iPhone Mini 13, which is what I'm videoing this on at the moment. So yeah, I really love days like this because it means I can do some work outside. Just looking in the other direction from the same terrace on at the Royal Hotel. That's Ventnor Bay. Very nice. I really ought to change my channel name to Coastal Car Dweller. Very tempted because I'm not in Cornwall at the moment. I don't live in a van, so Cornish van dwellers a bit weird. That channel actually was initially called Vectis Van Dweller. Vectis being the Roman name of the Isle of Wight, as I understand it. And at the time, I'd just moved into the Belingo actually in Cornwall, but then I came back to the Isle of Wight and decided to start a YouTube channel called Vectis Van Dweller, Isle of Wight Van Dweller. But then I went back to Cornwall, so changed it to Cornish Car Dweller. Now I'm back on the Isle of Wight at the moment. And I'm wondering if I should change it to Coastal Car Dweller. What a lovely area this kind of terrace is. Just above the Royal Hotel. Just sit there, enjoy the sun, enjoy the blackcaps, singing very loudly. That's enough of my ugly mug for now, I think. So in the evenings, so I'm cooking in the car, which is, don't try that at home, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I have, up until a few days ago, I had been using a jet boil, but I fell out of love with that because it's just too tall and too ungainly to use in a car. it might be okay for backpacking. I don't think I'd use one even for that, to be honest. So I purchased one of those, not a camping gas type stove, well, yeah, a camping gas type stove, just not camping gas as the manufacturer. I bought a cheap one, which is probably a mistake, so £19.99, whereas the camping gas ones are about 30 quid. Should probably have gone for the more expensive version. But I bought the cheaper version, so now I'm cooking in the van back on the stove that I had when I first started van dwelling back in 2018. And I'm normally cooking curries and that kind of thing, pasta based stuff. It's all quite easy to do in a confined space of a van. Nothing more intricate than that. I could do a full English brekkie if I had the energy and could be bothered to do it. You can do all of that on one stove. But I like to keep things quite simple at the moment. When I get a bigger van, I'll have a better kitchen setup, I think. So yeah, I cook in the evening. I've got that little iPad Air, and an Amazon Prime membership, so I can watch videos on there. So I'll watch lots of movies in the evening. When the days are longer like they are now, I'll quite often go for another walk in the evening and shoot some more video. So you might ask the question, where on earth is your life going? Are you just a dropout? Some sort of failure? No, it's all part of a game plan. So basically, as I said, I'm building up a writing business. So book authorship is my longer term plan. You can, as a self-published author, earn a decent income, and I don't need to earn very much at all, given that I live in a car. But the longer term plan is to live in a bigger van. So I don't intend to live in a house anytime soon. Maybe eventually I'll buy a plot of land and create a small holding, but at the moment that's not the plan. The current plan is to build up the writing business and build up the YouTube channel, because that does actually provide a better income at the moment, with £3 a day from video ad revenue than the book writing does, or book sales. So yeah, set up those two kind of streams of income, and I'm going to do some course creation. So by the end of 2025, next year, hopefully the book sales will be reasonably sustained, and the YouTube channel will be a bit bigger, the ad revenue a bit better than £3 a day, and hopefully we'll have set up a charity by then, which I'm working on at the moment. A little charity supporting community groups in the tropics to protect patches of rainforest in places like the Andes, the tropical Andes, and parts of Thailand. So set up the charity, run the book writing enterprise and the video creation enterprise, live in a bigger van, and then go forward from there, gradually building up the income to modest levels, because I don't need to spend much at all to live on, although I do need to save something. That's what this channel's for, really, is to document those efforts and to see if I succeed or not. So do subscribe to the channel. So the more subscribers I can get and the more viewing hours I can get, the better, really. The more the income I'll get from ad revenue and related revenue streams from YouTube itself. So I'm planning to do a kind of a backstory video, just kind of outlining where I came from, what I was doing up to 2018, which involved kind of long-term employment in the wildlife conservation sector, which was good fun. Quite grueling, but good fun. Then after that, I was at University of East Anglia doing a master's, doing some work towards a PhD. So I'll outline all of that in a kind of a backstory video, and then the rest of this channel really is following my journey as I attempt to make living in a car viable. What I forgot to say, I think, is that I don't really want to live in the UK over winter, because I have a health issue that causes me pains in my jaw over the winter when it's really cold. So I want to try and get away from winter during when it's really cold, so I can not be in pain over winter. So somewhere in the tropics, probably Southeast Asia, Thailand maybe. We shall see though. So yeah, do follow the channel, hit the like button. Feel free to support me via buymeacoffee.com, which is always very much appreciated and is an important stream of income at the moment. And I will see you at the next video when I create a backstory video of me. Anyway, have a lovely day. Let's have another look at Ventnor Bay before I close out.